Time to go on a nice hike. I think I'm properly dressed. I got a few layers on here. It's only a little bit of snow. It's just drizzling a little bit. It's not that bad out. I think we'll be okay. I don't think there's any way that we're gonna get lost out here, so should be all right. Been walking for a little bit here, and I don't remember which way I came. It's a little cold out here. Yeah, I'm a little wet. Oh man, this sucks. Maybe if I just get in these little pine trees, it'll help keep me warmer and out of the rain. Man, I'm cold. Welcome to Mission Ready Society. I'm your host, Warren Price, and in today's video, I'm showing you proper layering techniques for cold weather and the proper way to keep yourself warm in winter conditions. As you saw in the beginning of the video, what not to do, I'm now going to be showing you what to do. So yeah, we can just get straight into it, I guess. As you can see here, we have our base layers. To start, and I'm on the ground today, so you can kind of see this, but essentially this is going to be your first layer, right? So these, I'll start at the bottom, I guess. These are merino wool socks, and essentially these are moisture wicking. And these are by Darn Tough. They're nice and warm. They keep the moisture away, which is extremely important when you're in winter environments. And the reason being is because any moisture that's on your body is going to suck your body heat away and make you become cold faster, and hypothermia and frostbite and all that good stuff is going to set in a lot faster. So what's important is to wear materials that, you know, any moisture is going to, I guess, dissipate or dry up a lot faster. And a lot of the misconceptions that people make is that you can wear like a normal t-shirt like I got on right now, right? That's made out of cotton or something along that line, which is very false, because cotton holds on to moisture and water a lot longer than something of like this material, like merino wool, or this, you know, these base layers here, which are made out of like a synthetic polyester, you know. So as you can see, like I mentioned, this is made out of a polyester type of deal, and these are thin. So this is something that you'd wear probably when it's not extremely cold outside. And I will mention that in this video, I am, you know, I'm tailoring this to people who live in cold regions, but this isn't like what you would wear in the Arctic per se, and that's because probably most of the people here watching this video don't live in the Arctic. And if you do, and you'd like to see something like that, I can probably work on something like that. But yeah, so we have our pants, or the bottoms, and then we have the top. Both of these are made out of the same material. Both of them are extremely moisture wicking, and both of them are going to help keep you warm. And just grab this here. And like I said, you can see that this is made out of a thin material here. So again, this is going to be your first layer to the 3-layer system, which is one of the most common layering systems when it comes to cold weather. You can go with more layers, of course, and you can go with less. But the 3-layer system is pretty standard, works well, and yeah. I'm going to show you another set of base layers that you could wear when it's a little bit colder outside. And these are, in fact, Army issued. The socks are not, but yeah, I just figured I'd mention that. All right, so now these are those other base layers that I was mentioning, and essentially these are also Army issued here, and these are what we like to call either your waffles, your grids, and the reason we call them that is because you can see they have like a, let me, sorry, let me bring this closer here. As you can see, they kind of have like a waffle or a grid pattern on it, hence the reason why we call them that. But these are a lot warmer than those other ones that are a lot thinner, and you can see this is a little bit softer on the inside, and this is going to keep you warmer than those other ones will. So this would be great for an environment where it's a little bit colder. You can also double up on these too, right? So you can wear these. Geez, mess over here. You can wear these thinner ones, right? These silkier, thinner polyester ones, and you can wear these over top of them if it's like really cold out, you know. And that'll just help you stay warmer. I'm sorry, I'm realizing my face is not in the frame here. I kind of gotta crouch down here, but yeah, so these are gonna help keep you a little bit warmer than these will, and you can double up on both of them. You can wear the thinner ones, and you can wear these, which will help keep you, you know, nice and warm. Now we moved on to mid layers, and a small disclaimer, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have a good set of mid-layer pants with me right now, so I'll insert an image of essentially, you know, what a good mid-layer pair of pants would look like. But I've just put another pair of like the waffle bottoms here. These are civilian ones. These are not military issued or military at all. These are just ones that you can pick up. Use these for skiing, snowboarding, stuff like that. So they work great. They keep you warm. So could always double up on them, I guess. Again, kind of like what I was mentioning, but you want to keep yourself warm. But if you're moving around, obviously you don't want to keep yourself too warm, because then that causes sweat. And what does sweat do? It makes you wet, and what do we not want to be wet? Especially when it's cold out, because again, like I mentioned earlier, that wetness is going to suck all your body heat away from your body. This here is a fleece. This is a great mid-layer, and I'll provide some more examples. But this is also military issued. I know I'm showing a lot of Army issued stuff today, but it's really good. You know, they give you the essentials. So here, this is some good examples of some cold weather gear. But this is a fleece. I love this thing. But yeah, it's, you know, again, it's made out of a moisture wicking material. You can see it's kind of some of that similar waffly material in here. Keeps you warm, keeps you dry. If you get wet, it wicks moisture away quickly, and doesn't allow that to seep in and let hypothermia and stuff like that set in. And yeah, so mid layers are essentially the layer that is what keeps your body heat in. So your base layer is kind of that, like, that initial like warming layer, right? Your mid layer though is kind of like, the way that it works is like, you know, your body heat is leaving your body, and the mid layer, what it essentially acts as is like a boundary. So the point is that like your body heat hits that mid layer and then kind of bounces back towards your body, right? So it keeps you warm, because it's like that this constant cycle of like, you know, keeping in that warm air. So essentially the main goal of that mid layer is to keep that warm air inside your clothing to keep you nice and warm, right? So it's important to have something that's good at that. So, you know, do some research, find, you know, look up some reviews, you know, find something that's gonna work really good as a mid layer, help keep that body heat in, because that's what's important in this mid layer. And again, just making sure that it's moisture wicking, not anything cotton or not anything that's gonna hold in water. And yeah, now we're gonna move on to our outer layer here. All right, now we're on to our outer layer. I've decided to not lay these out anymore, just so I can, you know, have them up nice and close, but I'm still here crouching on the ground. So here we are. These are a pair of snow pants, just some nice North Face snow pants. I love these, nice and waterproof. Again, allows that moisture to escape, and they are also water repellent, water resistance, waterproof, so they keep water out, right? And they're also windproof, so if it's really chilly out, breeze is blowing, you know, and it's whipping you, it helps keep that, you know, cold breeze from actually reaching your skin, which also helps keep you warm. So what's important to the outer layer is being waterproof and being windproof. And the reason being is kind of like I mentioned, right? You don't, if it's raining, you don't want that water seeping down and, you know, making contact with your bare skin, because you're going to become cold, you're going to lose all your body heat, and hypothermia is going to set in really quick. And windproof, I kind of touched on it a little bit, right? If it's windy, if it's really windy, last thing you want is for that wind to be, you know, just blown straight through your clothes, which is also going to make you really cold, right? Because we all know that it can be cold outside, winds whipping, winds blowing, that windshield makes it a lot colder sometimes, right? Now, here's an example of some pants, and here's a jacket. This is just another nice, this is from REI, just an REI jacket. But again, you know, waterproof, windproof, all that good stuff. This one's pretty thick too, keeps you nice and warm. But yeah, so definitely want to make sure it's something that is going to meet that criteria of being windproof and waterproof, because that's the most essential thing to this outer layer. And now, so essentially, those are your three layers. And here in a second, we're gonna move on to, you know, your hats and your gloves. But essentially, that base layer, right? That's gonna be your initial layer to keep you warm and help keep that body heat in. And then your mid layer is going to be what really keeps that body heat in, and that boundary, so that your body heat doesn't escape, right? So it's going to, your body heat's going to bounce off of that and essentially send itself back to you, keeping you warm. And then your outer layer is going to be your windproof and your waterproof layer, which is you know, going to help keep you dry and help keep you warmer, right? Because it's going to keep that wind out. But yeah, so now we're going to move on to the accessories, hat, gloves, balaclava, neck gaiters, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll show you those next. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about gloves and hats and all those, you know, kind of accessories here. And all right, so hat. This is just a standard hat. This works great. The only thing about this is that it's not waterproof, and it's not really, it's moisture wicking, yes, but it still holds water. And this is merino wool, so this is pretty good. But there are hats out there that you know, they hold in moisture still, and don't allow to dry as fast. Sorry, I'm searching for words here. But yeah, this is a merino wool hat. This is great. This will dry quickly. I apologize for sitting in these awkward positions and again doing this on the ground. But these are some gloves. Now, the one thing I will say is I use these for snowboarding. They're pretty beat up, as you can kind of see. I don't know if you can see that, but essentially these work great, right? For the most part. But the only thing about these is these are not waterproof. So, you know, by the end of the day, these are, depending on how wet out it is, these are pretty wet and they take a while to dry. Apologies about that. I had to pause that for a second. Got a phone call. But what I was saying is that I would invest into a pair of gloves that are waterproof because they're going to help keep your hands dry and keep them a lot warmer. Also, mittens. Mittens are great. Again, depending on what environment you're in, I guess. If you're in a tactical environment, mittens probably aren't your best option because you don't have a lot of dexterity and your fingers are all together, right? So if you're in a tactical environment, individual finger gloves are going to be great. But again, investing in something that's going to be waterproof is your best route. Now, on top of a hat and keeping your head warm and face warm, this is a balaclava. This is essentially a ski mask, I guess, whatever you want to call it, right? As you can see, this all goes over your head and comes up around your nose. Keeps your face warm. So this is another really good item to have. Again, moisture wicking, and like I'm gonna say continuously, over and over again, really drilling it in here, is make sure your gear is moisture wicking. I guess I haven't noted this yet, but hypothermia causes roughly 1,300 deaths in the US per year. And a lot of those is due to, inadequate gear, right? Not wearing the proper thing. So just really making sure that you are wearing the proper gear, especially if you know that you're going to be outside for a while, right? If you're in a tactical environment or you're in some sort of non-permissive environment, right? You might be outside for a lot longer than you intend to be, or you just gotta be out there for a while, right? Maybe you need to be out there for like a few days. So you really gonna wanna make sure that you got the proper gear. But this is a neck gaiter. This is essentially, does the same thing, comes up around your nose, covers your face, right? And your neck, keeps your neck warm. The only difference is that this doesn't have like a hood. But yeah, this is another great item to wear when you are outside and it's cold. And now I'm going to talk about footwear here. On top of wearing proper socks, it's good to have a nice pair of insulated boots. So these are military boots, but as you can see, these are nice and insulated, and these are also Gore-Tex boots, so they're waterproof. Again, that's also important, having a set of boots that are waterproof to help keep your feet dry. And these are really nice because of this insulation, helps keep your feet warmer for a lot longer, right? So if you are sitting for some sort of extended period of time, it's going to help keep your feet a lot warmer. So yeah, it's important to have adequate type of footwear here, and just really knowing kind of what environment you're going to be in, and obviously you're going to want something that's got a decent amount of tread, because if you're outside in the winter, there's most likely going to be ice and all of that fun stuff, right? Another item that I want to mention that I think most people love, I personally love, and if you don't love, what's wrong with you? But hand warmers, toe warmers, right? Can never go wrong with these. So these are always good to have backup. You know, if it's extra chilly out, you're getting real cold, tear one of those open, shake them up, and yeah, keep your hands warm. These are the type of ones that you can stick onto the bottom of your socks, keep your toes warm, and yeah, and what's important about keeping your fingers and your toes warm here is, so the extremities that are like the furthest away from your heart are usually what tends to get cold first, right? So like your toes and your fingers and those sort of things, your nose, your ears, all of those are prone to frostbite a lot more than any other part of your body, and that is because they're some of the furthest areas of your body from your heart, right? So it takes blood a lot longer to get down there, and there's no like major arteries or anything that run through your fingers or your toes, right? Or like the tips of your ears or your nose, right? So there's not as much of that body heat in those areas, so they're prone to frostbite. So making sure to keep those areas of your body warm, and if you're in a tactical environment, right, especially keeping those fingers warm, because you never know what you're going to run into or what you're going to have to do. So yeah, so hand warmers are great, toe warmers are great, foot warmers, they make all sorts of different products, right? So anything along those, always good to have backup of, and I know that I always keep a few on me when it's cold out. But now I've kind of gone through, some proper equipment to wear. Talked about the 3 base layers here, the 3-layer system. Showed you kind of what the gear you need is, what's good. So now I kind of want to briefly discuss what not to wear, right? So some examples are going to be what I'm wearing right now, right? I mean, I'm inside, so it doesn't matter. But if I was outside and I was going to be out there for, longer than me walking from, here to my car or whatever, right? You're not going to want to wear this. Like I got sweatpants on right now. These are cotton. If these get wet, that's going to take hours before they dry, right? I got a cotton t-shirt on, same deal. My socks are thin. These are not merino wool. These are also going to hold moisture for quite a while. So all of these items that I got on right now are items that you're not going to want to wear. And I'll talk about footwear next. These are also military boots, right? Army boots, and these are hot weather boots. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that, but these are super thin, right? These are super thin. There's none of that insulation in here. There's nothing. There's even vents in the side of these, right? Because these are meant for like hot weather or warm weather. So these are meant to like keep your feet cool, right? So these do the opposite of what those do. Those keep your feet warm. These keep your feet cold. So don't wear something like these if you're going to be outside in the winter or when it's cold out, because your feet are going to get cold really fast. All right, and now gloves. These are some mechanics gloves. I love these gloves, but they're not good in the winter. They're gonna last for about 30 minutes, and then you're gonna get snow on them, and that snow is gonna melt because of your body heat, and then these are gonna be drenched. And once they're drenched, your hands become cold. So these are not good, and these are also super thin compared to another pair of gloves, right? So these are in fact not good for cold weather operations or whatever you may be doing. And now, what not to wear as a mid-layer. Don't wear a hoodie. As much as you want to wear a hoodie, don't wear a hoodie. Because again, this is gonna get wet. This is made out of cotton. This is gonna hold water. This is going to give you hypothermia. Don't wear a hoodie, right? And now, as an outer layer, here we are. Here's a jacket. This is a nice Patagonia jacket, right? Yeah, it keeps you warm. But I'll tell you right now, this is not waterproof. How do I know that? because I've walked outside when it's raining before, and it takes not very long before it starts seeping through. So even though this is a nice, expensive jacket, not good for being outside for extended periods of time in the winter or when it's wet out. So those are some items of what not to wear. And yeah, now you kind of got a good understanding of that 3-layer system and what to wear. I'm sorry, let me just adjust here. But yeah, so got a good understanding of what items to wear and what to look out for. And again, I'm gonna I'll provide some images of some good items to look out for, kind of what to look out for within the video. I know I've already mentioned this, that I'm gonna do that, but I just wanted to reiterate it. And yeah, so again, that base layer, you got your mid layer, and then you have your outer layer, and that's kind of your 3-layer system. And just paying attention to what I said earlier in the video, and then your gloves, your hat, your balaclava, your neck gaiter, your boots, making sure that all those things are proper. Now, depending where you are, depending what environment you find yourself in, you might need to dress lighter, you might need to dress heavier, depending on where you're at. And what's also important to note is that if you're moving a lot, right? So tactical environment, you're moving a lot, you're running, you're doing this, you're doing that. What's important is, again, that those breathable materials, those moisture wicking materials, right? Because you're gonna be sweating. And it's always good, you're most likely probably gonna have some sort of pack on you, right? You have your weapon, you have your pack, whatever you're rocking or whatever, but the ability to take those layers off and stuff it in your bag, right? So you can downgrade. So if you're getting really warm, right, you can take one of those layers off. That way, you're not sweating, because sweat is it will and it can kill you when it's cold out, because if you start sweating and everything's all well and good while you're moving, right, and then the moment you stop, you're gonna get cold real fast, a lot faster than you would if you weren't sweating or damp or wet of any sort. So really just keeping an eye out for those things, and wearing the proper gear is kind of really what it comes down to, and making sure that you're layered properly. And again, just have a plan. When you go out, have a plan. Know what the weather's gonna be like, know what the temperature is, know if it's supposed to rain. I know the weather's not always accurate, but just it better be smart. Better be safe than sorry. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, just make sure that you got yourself a plan and you got the proper equipment, and everything should be pretty good. And you should be able to stay nice and warm and not have to worry about getting soaked or getting hypothermia or frostbite or any of those things. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you learned something new, maybe. If you want to see future content like this, make sure to I don't know, give me some suggestions, I guess, of what you'd like to see in the future, maybe. And I also want to say, if you haven't already, check out the Instagram page. It's linked to the channel, and it should be down in the description. Yeah, check out the Instagram. I post sneak peeks of videos before they come out, so it's a good place to kind of get to see like what the next video is going to be before it actually releases on the channel. And I post extra content there too. I actually started doing a Tactical Tips Tuesday series where I post just like a short, either like a post or a reel, essentially as some sort of skill or tip about survival or some sort of tactical topic. And yeah, this is another episode 2 in my Winter Warrior series here. So if you haven't checked out the other episode I made within this series, I highly suggest checking that out. But thank you for watching today's video, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.